Right now, you're moving at incredible speeds, even if you just sat on the sofa. At the equator, the Earth is spinning around 1,670 kilometers per hour. On top of that, we're orbiting the Sun at around 107,000 kilometers per hour. And the whole solar system is spiraling through the galaxy at around 800,000 kilometers per hour. And yet, we feel nothing. Today though, I'm going to go through 5 things that prove the Earth is moving. Hello all and welcome along to another video with me, Simon Dan. Thank you very much for joining me. Before we begin today though, a massive thank you to the sponsors of this video, Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform for entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online. Whether you're just starting out or managing a growing brand, Squarespace makes it easy to create a beautiful website, engage with the audience, and sell anything from products to content to time, all in one place, all on your terms. Now you can start a completely personalised website with the new guided design system, Squarespace Blueprint. Choose from professionally curated layout and styling options to build a unique online presence from the ground up, tailored to your brand or business and optimised for every device. If you take payments for anything, then you can also make checkout seamless for your customers with simple but powerful payment tools. Accept credit cards, PayPal and Apple Pay, and in eligible countries offer customers the option to buy now and pay later with Afterpay and ClearPay. Squarespace also has the tools you need to create and sell your own online course. Start with a layout that fits your brand, upload videos and customize everything with next generation editing technology. Create engaging lessons that your audience will love, then add a paywall and set the price. You can charge a one-time fee or sell subscriptions. Take what you know and turn it into income with Squarespace courses. So go to squarespace.com for a free trial, then when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/SimonDan for 10% off your first purchase of any website or domain. Right, on with today's video where I'll be breaking down 5 things that proves planet Earth is moving. Now as you know, the fact we don't feel anything means that flat earthers always claim that is proof that the Earth isn't moving. But the science says otherwise. And there are real, observable, testable phenomena all around us that proves we live on a moving, rotating planet. And we start with number 1. The Coriolis effect. The Coriolis effect is a direct consequence of a moving reference frame. When you're standing on a rotating Earth, anything moving freely over long distances, like wind or projectiles, will appear to curve. And here is why. The Earth rotates eastward, as you know, but different parts of the surface move at different speeds. At the equator, as we already said, it's around 1,670 kilometers an hour. At mid-latitude, it's slower than that, and near the poles, much slower. Now imagine air moving from high to low pressure, let's say the subtropics to the equator. As it moves, it retains the momentum from the latitude it came from, but the ground beneath it is rotating at different speeds. Now that creates an apparent deflection, to the right in the northern hemisphere and to the left in the southern. This is why hurricanes spin in opposite direction depending on what hemisphere they're in, and why global weather systems follow predictable spiraling patterns. Now you can even detect the Coriolis effect in rotating water tanks and large-scale cannon firing. Flat earthers often claim that this doesn't exist, or they call it fake, but it's literally factored into ballistics, GPS, meteorology and aviation. That only makes sense on a rotating sphere. Now, number 2 is star trails and a rotating sky. If you go out at night with a camera and tripod, point the lens at the sky and take a long exposure photo, say 30 minutes or more, what you'll see are circular arcs of light. Star trails. Now these circles are not caused by the stars moving, but by you moving because the Earth is rotating beneath you. In the northern hemisphere, stars rotate anti-clockwise around Polaris, which sits almost directly above the North Pole. In the southern hemisphere, stars rotate clockwise around a different point, the South Celestial Pole, and crucially, Polaris is not there. Flat Earth models cannot explain this. On a flat disk, you'd expect all observers to see the same sky patterns, not completely different hemisphere rotations. Astronomers, navigators, sailors, they've used this sky motion for centuries. Their predictability and geometry only makes sense if the stars are very, very far away and not rotating over a disk, and if the Earth is spinning once on its axis every 24 hours. Right, moving on to number 3 then, and the day-night cycle itself. Every 24 hours we cycle from day to night and back again. That is of course due to the Earth's rotation on its axis, which remember, tilts relative to the Sun. From a purely physics perspective, Earth rotates eastward, making the Sun to appear to rise in the east and set in the west. And the boundary between day and night is called the terminator zone, and it moves smoothly and predictably across Earth. And as you know, flat Earth models depict a small local spotlight sun hovering above a disk. But with that model, sunrises and sunsets would be abrupt, not gradual. The angle of sunlight would change drastically from one location to the next. And on an equinox, the sun rises exactly due east and sets exactly due west. That doesn't happen on the flat Earth disk. And we can even see the terminator line from space, a beautiful shadow sweeping across the Earth, consistent with a spherical body rotating in sunlight. Okay, next up is number 4 and Foucault's pendulum. In 1851, French physicist Léon Foucault gave us one of the most elegant demonstrations of Earth's rotation. He suspended a heavy pendulum in the Pantheon in Paris, and then he let it swing freely. Over the course of the day, the plane of the pendulum swing slowly rotated, even though no one touched it. Why? Because the Earth was turning beneath it. And here's how it works. A Foucault pendulum swings in a fixed direction in inertial space. Thank Newton for that. But because the Earth rotates, the floor beneath it moves. This creates the illusion that the pendulum swing is rotating, but really it's the ground rotating underneath. And that rotation rate depends on your latitude. At the North Pole, it completes a full 360 in 24 hours. At the equator, the plane doesn't rotate at all. And at mid-latitudes, it rotates more slowly. This effect has been repeated all over the world, and it only works on a rotating sphere. You cannot replicate this on a flat, non-rotating Earth, without of course resorting to supernatural excuses. And finally then, point number 5, that we live on a moving planet is the equatorial bulge. The Earth, of course, is not a perfect sphere. It's slightly flattened at the poles and wider at the equator, a shape known as an oblate spheroid. But why? Because of centrifugal force. As the Earth spins, objects near the equator are moving faster than objects near the poles. That outward force causes the planet to bulge outwards at the equator. That's not just a theory, it's measurable. Satellites detect the bulge and adjust their orbits accordingly. The equator is around 43 kilometers wider than the polar diameter, and gravity is slightly weaker at the equator, due to both the bulge and the opposing centrifugal force. None of that would happen on a stationary Earth. A perfect sphere would result, not a bulge. The Earth's shape is a physical response to its rotation, and we can detect it from space, and even old-fashioned geodetic surveys. So let's recap. These aren't vague guesses or mathematical assumptions. These are measurable, repeatable, physical effects that pilots use to fly planes, scientists use to launch satellites, sailors use to navigate oceans, and that you can observe yourself. The Earth is not stationary, it's a rotating orbiting sphere in space. And these 5 phenomena are just some of the overwhelming evidences that support that. Now, if you learnt something new today, please do consider subscribing to the channel plus hitting the like button. And if you're still not convinced, maybe stand underneath a pendulum for a few hours. You'll come around. Yes, what a joke. Well, there we go. As I said before, hit the like button, subscribe if you enjoyed it. As usual, let me know below in the comments what you thought of this video. As I say, we're all done and dusted for another one. Just enough time to once again thank Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. Remember, go to squarespace.com for a free trial. Then, when you're ready to launch, squarespace.com/SimonDan for 10% off your first purchase of any website or domain. I've been Simon Dan, have yourselves a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow for part 2 debunking that Flat Earth documentary Scamtarctica. See you then.